So, are you looking for some new book ideas? You've got a big holiday coming up. You're looking for maybe some new mysteries, some regencies, some contemporary romance, some inspirational, some harlequins. Come to the right place. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-R-I-S Tina. This is where we read books and talk about books. No special effects going on here. No fancy schmancy stuff at all. I just read books and talk about books. Um, and I would like you to please check out my Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays. And on Fridays, if you like this author, then maybe you like that author. And Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this magazine. Regencies, contemporary romances, paranormals, inspirational, sci-fi, paranormal, harlequin, the whole 9 yards. So shall we get started? And if you stay tuned to the end, I've got a book you will have never seen, most likely have never seen, and probably will never see. As I'm not sure if it's available to the public or not, because I have no idea. So, well, we'll just have to show it at the end if you stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started with Regencies. And let's see here. Loretta Chase. Now, I did try to put these in order the other day because I always do these videos like forever searching. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Loretta Chase. Scandal Wears Satin. 4.5 stars. Master storyteller Chase delivers another glorious romance centering on Narrett sisters dressmakers extraordinaire. With wit and charm and sensuality and humor, she delights readers as mayhem, madness, passion, and pride battle so love can win. Chase's delightfully original characters drive this story. Sophie Norette believes it's up to her to build the Norette dress shop into the premier modiste in London. She's not above spying on the ton or her competition. When their best customer, Clara, bolts before her wedding, Sophie is intent on finding the girl. So is Clara's brother Harry Fox, Earl of Longmoor. As they follow Clara's trail to Portsmouth, long-suppressed desires are unleashed. Longmoor can only think of one thing at a time, and he's thinking about Sophie. Ooh, rich guy marries poor girl. See what happens there. Sherry Thomas. Ravishing the Harris. 4.5 stars. Thomas charms and touches readers with an interventive and beautiful love story that showcases her unique style for creating memorable characters and a plot to match. At the heart of her romance is proof that friendship and trust are the foundation of a passionate and powerful love. When Millicent marries Fitz, the Earl of Fitzhugh, he gains the funds to save his family from ruin, and she gains a title. Due to Millie's youth, she suggests that they wait 8 years to consummate their marriage, 8 years during which they live in the same house but engage in separate lives. During those years, Millie and Fritz become best friends. Though he's her husband in name only, Millie is in love with Fritz. When the time comes for them to truly become husband and wife, Fritz's childhood sweetheart, the beautiful widow Isabel, returns to London free to remarry. Millie realizes that Fritz will want to leave after he has fulfilled his vow to her. Where their years together mean nothing, or are there bonds of friendship that will keep them together forever? I have to see. Love to see. Um, Elizabeth Hoyt. You see what I mean about keeping stuff together? So there is, let's do it here, an entire article on Miss Hoyt here. Ah, Thief of Shadows. Devotees will happy to hear that the ghost is at last unmasked. Let's see. Batman in Georgian England is now historical author Elizabeth Hoyt first pitched her Maiden Lane series. It was a hook her editor understandably couldn't resist. At first glance, it may seem like a strange combination, mixing an iconic comic book superhero and one of history's most scandalous eras. But as any of avid readers of Hoyt's richly detailed novels can attest, it's a theme she pulls off with aplomb as her masked avenger, the Ghost of St. Giles, roams the stews of 1730 London, fighting crime lords and saving orphans. With her fourth book in the series, Thief of the Shadows, devotees will be happy to hear the ghost is at last unmasked. Let's see what the review says. 4.5 stars. Everyone knows that Winter Makepeace is the stoic manager of an orphanage, just as they know the elusive ghost of St. Giles is the protector and avenger of the weak and needy. What no one knows is that they are one and the same. After Winter is caught by a mob, he is rescued by Lady Isabel, who whisks the masked man into her carriage and home. When he is gone by morning, she has his kisses to remember. Since the orphanage is in desperate need of funds, Winter must raise money. Lady Isabella is chosen to tutor him in the ways of polite society. And there's something in his eyes that make her think, could he be that masked man? Oh, I got it. Um, Karen Rainey, a scandalous Scot. Please go check out my If Then for all Scots. Man in Plate. I think that's one of her books too. Scandalous Scot, Karen Rainey, 4.5 stars. Rainey's newest is definitely everything readers could ask for, and only better, with an emotionally riveting plot where believable characters virtually jump off the page. Morgan McCraig returns to his ancestral home after 4 years of disgrace after discovering his wife was cuckolding him. He did the unthinkable and divorced her. Now he believes he's dishonored his family name. Penniless Jean MacDonald is fortunate that her aunt found her a position in Morgan's family castle. Jean thinks Morgan will be another know-it-all Englishman. They quickly discover that there is an incredibly depth, emotional, and sexually attraction between them. Interesting. I wanted to see. Oh, so the devil wears tartan. I know there's somebody else that does uh a man in plaid or something. Okay. Damn. A Duchess to Remember, Christina Brooke. When they do white covers, it doesn't show up all that well. 4 stars. The third volume in Brooks' Ministry of Marriage series has perfectly pitched, subtle sense of humor that enhances poignancy and sensuality. A cartel of powerful families have formed the Ministry of Marriage to ensure that their families are bound together. Cicely Westruther, the Duke of Montfort's ward, is content with the man chosen for her. The older Duke already has an heir and will return to his mistress, leaving Cicely to be a wife in name only. But a letter she wrote to her deceased brother could ruin everything. To find it, Cicely has to break into the Duke of Ashbourne's house. Bored with the ton, Rand is enticed by the feisty, sharp-tongued Celia and decides he wants her, and he will resort to anything to get her. Interesting. Temptation and Twilight. Charlotte Featherstone, 4.5 stars. The third Brethren Guardians novel is as hot, sexy, riveting, and alluring as the previous installments. Featherstone's skill at merging erotic overtones with a powerfully emotionally and chilling mystery marks her as a fine storyteller. Ian Sinclair, Marquis of Allenwick and a member of the secret society known as the Brethren, is the worst kind of rake. He cares for nothing and no one except Lady Elizabeth York, whom he once loved and then betrayed. Lizzie, the blind daughter of a duke, appears prim and proper, but before she lost her sight, she and Ian were lovers. She believes they were fulfilling the promise she found in an ancestor's diary, a journal telling of his passionate affair with the veiled lady. She longs to uncover the mystery woman's identity and needs Ian's help. See what happens there. Let me just. Uh, where's. Did that one, 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 did that one. And we did Christina. So let's move on. What You Wish For, Kathy writes. Again, a white cover. It's so hard to show those on screen. 4.5 stars. Excellently written with both cleverness and heart, What You Wish For examines parenthood in contemporary life. Several characters who are first unconnected circle around each other and their desires, often conflicted about wanting a child. Reich's excellent at laugh-out-loud humor combined with very real and sympathetic characters we'll root for, even when their desired outcome isn't clear. Dimple, a successful 40-year-old actress, has settled in both her career and personal life. When an opportunity comes to find more, will she be willing to risk disappointment by going after it? Eva wants a successful relationship with a man who knows she never wants children. Can she find a man who wants her more than a family? Oh, I don't know about that. Her cousin Wyatt is a wonderful man and perfect potential father, but he hasn't found a woman he really loves. Trying to adopt the child he desperately wants threatens his life in unexpected ways. Hmm. Um, Heather Gudenkopf, One Breath Away. 4 stars. Gudenkopf's third novel throws readers into suspense in this first chapter and maintains its momentum throughout the end. The book spans an entire day's events, resulting in a fast-paced, engaging account of a school hostage situation as told by a handful of different characters. Just before spring break in the small town of Broken Ranch, Iowa, a gunman holds an entire elementary school class hostage. As hours pass, the town strives to uncover the identity of the menacing and violent gunman, especially when it seems as if the gunman may have his sights set on a specific target. The day's events unfold from the viewpoints of police officer Meg Barrett, third grade teacher Evelyn Oliver, and eighth grade student Augie Baker. See what happens there. Just wanted to see. Grazer. Gigi Grazer. The Wife After, Gigi Levinsky Grazer, 4 stars. Through the circumstances in this book are paranormal, Grazer writes them in a plausible way, making it easy to suspend belief. The humor of the main character and her supporting cast of friends is wide, dry, and reminiscent of a really good situation comedy. Hannah Beryl lived a happy life with her family until the unexpected death of her husband, John. What's even more confusing is the sudden presence of ghosts, including John's. Hannah uses her new-found friends and her gift team to get on with her life as a widow. Hmm. Um. Right. Um. thought I had this one. Let me see here. Um, Edgar Lilly, 4.5 stars. The revisioning of Peter Pan and Wendy is a dark and dangerous story of love and lust. Definitely a novel for older young adults. There are serious themes of rape, suicide, gender identity, and murder. The narration by the self-centered but well-meaning fairy Tinker Bell is dead on. Tink has followed Tiger Lily for years, fascinated by the quiet, lonely Indian girl adopted by the shaman of her tribe. Tiger Lily remains an outsider due to her lack of femininity. She sneaks away to explore the harsh woods and encounters the vicious Lost Boys. She's surprised to find they are excited to know her. Peter is especially taken with the withdrawn but rebellious girl. The Tiger Lily faces tragedy when terrible events lead her to her betrothal to the cruelest man in the tribe, and she must grow up quickly. See what happens there. 52 Reasons to Hate My Father. Okay. Don't know. 4 stars. This unusual rags to riches tale is fun and interesting, although the sappy ending to be expected as mystery layered throughout. Heiress Lexington Larrabee is desperate to turn 18 and inherit her trust fund so she can be free of her cold, controlling father and her fake family of paid parental figures. Then drunken Lexi crashes her new car. Her dad decides on her intervention is in order. Lexi is given two choices: forego her trust fund and be cut off, or spend the next 52 weeks doing a series of minimum wage jobs, after which she'll receive her trust fund. Lexi is thrust into the care of her father's intern, Luke, who is charged with ensuring she complete the task. See what happens there. Oh, we forgot one. Um, Amelia is gone. Amelia Ann is dead and gone. 4.5 stars. Rosenfield's debut is wonderfully, oppressively atmospheric. Readers will sweat right along with Becca during her last suffocating summer in her tiny hometown. With graduation behind her, Becky's ready to leave Brigton forever, or is she? When a dead girl is found by the side of the road, the same night that Becky's towny boyfriend dumps her, she becomes suffocated by a laugh, trapped in a tailspin, unable to move on. What will happen to Anne, Amelia Ann? See what happens there. Um, Coming Home, Karen Kingsbury. 4.5 stars. The final book in the Baxter Family and Friends series is incredibly meaningful and fitting cap to the journey readers have taken with Kingsbury over the past 10 years. Readers will laugh, cry, reminisce, and rejoice along with these characters who now seem like old friends. All the Baxter children and their families make their way to Indianapolis for a surprise party to celebrate John Baxter's 70th birthday. They each write a letter to their father telling him what he has meant to them throughout their lives. On the day of the party, tragedy strikes and the family must journey together toward the Lord in ways they never could have imagined before. See what happens there. When Hope Blossoms. I don't think. When Hope Blossoms. Kim Vogel Sawyer, 4.5 stars. Sawyer's characters are passionate, hardworking, exhibiting the determination to seek truth and uphold their faith. Her plots are solid and keep readers moving forward, wanting more. The narrative engages with a strength that draws people together, producing a healing piece that surpasses all undertaking. Widowed mother Amy Knapsack moves with her 3 children to Waverly, Kansas to escape rumors about her husband's death. Her child befriend Mennonite Mr. Roper and begin to help him in his apple orchard in exchange for baskets of apples. When the orchid is hit by a tornado, the entire community comes to Mr. Roper's assistance. Mr. Roper becomes the answer to more than one prayer of Amy's, as he may be able to answer how her husband died. See what happens there. Thought I saw the reunion. Lorraine Snelling. 4.5 stars. Inspired by events in Snelling's own life, Reunion is a beautiful story about characters discovering themselves as foundation of their family comes apart at the seams. Readers may recognize themselves or someone they know within the pages of this book, which belongs on everyone's keeper shelf. Kira Johnson is trying to get everything done before the family reunion. It will be the first time everyone will be together since her mother's funeral. She needs to locate her birth certificate as she and her husband plan to travel to Norway. When she finds it, it takes her on an unexpected personal journey. Okay. Were her parents not her parents or something? Or was she born where she was told she was not? You'll have to read the book to find out. Why didn't Annie H. Gabhart, The Gifted? Four stars. Gabhart's Shaker series continues with more of the same impeccable research and moving characters who are searching for their place in the world and learning to let God guide them. Jasmine Brady has been at the Shaker village for half her life, but she struggles to conform to their strict rules. She dreams of a life site outside the village, so when Trista Cooper steps out of her daydreams to entice her into the outside world, her life turns upside down. See what happens there. Don't fall, don't fall. Colleen Gable, The Tidewater Inn. 4 stars. Cable's mystery is intriguing and an ideal backdrop for the development of a romance. The plot moves briskly forward, providing an action-packed story along with wonderful development of the characters. Libby discovers that her father, who had been told abandoned her and then died when she was young, has recently passed away. He bequeaths to her the deed to an inn on a small island in the Outer Banks, which appeals to Libby's preservation and renovation background. Just when she discovers she has 2 half-siblings, her business partner Nicole disappears, and Libby is under suspicion for the crime. She meets Alec Bourne, a Coast Guard lieutenant who wants to get to the bottom of the mystery, but he also finds himself falling in love. Oh, interesting. You know, one day those Outer Banks are going to disappear. Why do people build houses in the water? You know a good hurricane's going to be. Goodbye. Don't know. Okay. Did I do all those? No, one more. Bees and the Butterfly. Maureen Lang, 4 stars. Lang's talent shines through in this first of the Gilded Legacy series. She clearly depicts the difference between grace and an undeserved gift and mercy. When one is spared a deserved punishment. As a student of the exclusive Madame Marisi schools for girls, Meg Davenport has been trained to be a proper lady who will marry and live a well-to-do life, but Meg longs to be free from society's expectation. She has a hard time grieving her father's death, as she felt she never knew him, especially when she learns he was a successful thief. Meg is determined to make her father posthumely proud of her by following in his footsteps. Okay. see. Ian Tregillis. The Coldest War. It's pretty dark. Four and a half stars. Tregillis breathes life into human, supernatural, and superhuman beings in the second in the Milkweed triptych. The characters come alive via imagination, dialogue, and his storyline will keep readers spellbound on the edge of their seats with an intense sci-fi alternative history thriller plot. In 1963, the Cold War is raging and British warlocks are being eliminated one by one. With the aid of secret human EIDOLONS, the warlocks maintain the fragile peace between Britain and the USSR. The Brits suspect the USSR is behind the desk, but how can they prove it? From deep inside the USSR lab, a brother and sister who formerly Nazi experimental subjects defect to England. They offer information, but only to Milkweed agent Raybould Marsh. Marsh has no choice but to come out of retirement to face these two former foes and use them in a secret war to protect the Queen and country. See what happens there. Charles Strauss, the Apocalyptic Codex. 4.5 stars. Readers can always count on Strauss for inventive plotting, a fast-paced narrative, and a tough look at timely issues. Bob Howard's new adventure is no exception as he finds himself in America grappling with fundamental fanatics. Bob remains a likable hero with witty and with an intense morality that often gets him in trouble, and teaming with the unpredictable Paris Rome and Johnny is a brilliant way to grow the character. On the principle that a job well done earns one another job, Bob Howard, computationally and demonologist for the laundry, is suddenly on management fast track and certain how he got there. Assigned to a department called External Assets, Bob is soon on a plane to Colorado to keep an eye on two outside contractors, Witch Paris Bone Havard and her assistant Johnny, while they infiltrate Ray Shidler's Golden Promise Ministries to determine why the good pastor is cozying up to the British. See what happens there. Hi. You want a naked guy on a cover? Sage, Eller's Cave, and Sandheim were the big ones back in the day. Slaughter. On to mystery. Four and a half stars. Slaughter's newest book is amazing. She makes you see every side of the story, even if the character's perspective is not one you agree with. She also shows new layers to her characters in each book. Amanda's history with Will is finally revealed in detail, and her story is intriguing and hard to put down. Will Trent has worked for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and is supervisor Amanda Wagner for a long time. Amanda has always taken a special interest in Will and his career. Now a past case is being brought to light that will answer many questions that Will has not only about Amanda but about his own murky past. Amanda's first case was 40 years ago, and it was a brutal crime in the city's Worth neighborhood. The way it ended affected the rest of her police career, and now it seems as though those decisions made then are coming back to haunt her. See what happens there. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Ah, excuse me. Strong Vengeance. John Land. 4.5 stars. Caitlin Strong is the best female thriller protagonist in the entire genre right now. Imagine a mixture of Ripley from the Alien films with a dose of John McClane from Die Hard. The relentless action and concise writing make this another stellar outfit. Caitlin is a female Texas Ranger with taking care of 2 boys while their father is incarcerated. She's also dealing with the murder of an oil rig crew who discovered the remains of a sunken ship from almost 2 centuries ago. To stop a terrorist plot involving a dirty nuke and a quest for buried treasure, she's going to have to rely on the one person she can trust, and that means breaking him out of prison. Wonder what he's in prison for. My little cat. My little cat. There we go. Kind of catsy watsy. So see. Close your eyes. 4.5 stars. The dynamic team of Johansson and Johansson introduces a terrific new heroine who is prickly, blunt, and gifted in the extreme. Blind for 20 years of her life, her powers of observation, including smell, touch, and hearing, have deeply honed. Now, with vision added, she unmatched in picking up clues in the world around her. Music therapist Dr. Kendra Michaels' previous involvement with the FBI did not end well. Kendra's confidence and blunt manner made her few friends. However, although her romantic relationship with FBI agent Jed Steller ended, she still considers him a friend. When a mysterious former FBI agent, Adam Lynch, aka the Puppet Master, approaches her regarding a case, Kendra refuses, but the news that Jeff is missing forces her to reconsider. A number of people have been murdered, and the FBI is having trouble finding a connection. See what happens there. Sandy! We are currently doing this series in my daily book review. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to book 5 in the series we're doing, and this book will be couple weeks down the line, but we will get to it. This is Backfire, and we will be doing this in January. A vague threat kicks off the newest chapter in Catherine Coulter's long-running Dylan Savick and Lacey Sherlock FBI thriller. Got 4.5 stars. Shortly after receiving an anonymous note saying, "For what you did, you deserve this," at DC headquarters, Savick and Sherlock learn of the shooting of an old friend, San Francisco federal judge Ramsey Hunt. And Ramsey Hunt was the second book of the series, so you have to check that out. And go check out my videos on this series. As Hunt clings to life, Savick and Sherlock join forces with U.S. Marshal Eve Barbary and FBI agent Harry Christoph to find the shooter. Does the shooting have to do with the murder trial of the Cahills? Judge Hunt suspected something was wrong at the behavior of federal prosecutor Mickey O'Rourke seemed off. Now O'Rourke has disappeared and Hunt has been shot. The clues only lead to more questions, and a killer is definitely on the hunt. My electricity is blinking. I don't know why. I hope this video is okay. Please, Lord God, let this video be okay. We did this lady for shorts, for cozies. So please check out the food edition of If Then for cozies. She came up a few times. Pies and Prejudice. 4 stars. Ellery Adams. The first charm pie shop mystery is filled with scrumptious pies, southern charm, and sassy women. The Lafayette women are a force to be reckoned with. A young Ella May has a gift for making magical pies and solving mysteries. When Ella May LaFay catches her husband in a compromising position with a set of red-headed twins, she packs her bags and leaves New York to return to her hometown of Havenwood. There she has the support of her mother and her 3 aunts. When she opens her shop, Charm Pie Shop, Ella soon learns that coming home has its own problems. When the soon-to-be third husband of her old nemesis, Laren Gaynor, is found bludgeoned to death by May's rolling pin. We'll see what happens there. Formula for Murder. This one looks interesting. 4 stars. The Formula for Murder, Carol McCleary. McCleary's darling and Victorian nut muckraker journalist Nellie Bly is it again mixing with luminaries of the time as H.G. Wells, Oscar Wilde, and Arthur Conan Doyle in a well-plotted hair-raising adventure in England. Nellie must be a little ahead of her time in some of her attitudes and expressions, but McCleary draws clear parallels between how women fare in the workplace and now and how they did in Victorian times. The story is sprightly and delightfully, especially when Wilde holds forth and Nellie gets a little action. No spoilers here. When her young protege is found dead in London, an apparent suicide, Nellie travels to England to claim the body and clean up any messes. Once she's there, Nellie's nose for news leads her into trouble. Suspecting foul play, she journeys to Bath, where a sinister spy holds secrets. She teams up with a biology teacher named Wells and her good friend Oscar Wilde as the search for the truth leads them to the wild English moors. See what happens there. And another one of my authors, just hopefully this video is okay, that we've been doing book reviews for. So please check out my Lorna Barrett Book Time Mysteries. Trisha and Angelica Rosita. Nigella Rosita, should I say. It's an anagram. It's the names backwards. 4 stars. The Booktown Mystery Series keeps getting better and better as Trisha and Angelica do with the daily shows of running their retail establishments. A top-notch, cleverly plotted mystery unfolds. Mystery bookstore owner Trisha Miles and her cookbook author sister Angelica are looking forward to a free night stay at the new Sheer Comfort Inn run by John and Pippa Comfort. But what should be a night of rest and relaxation becomes deadly when Trisha stumbles over Pippa's dead body. To make matters worse, John is actually mystery author Harry Tyler, a man who dated Trisha years earlier and then disappeared, leaving her brokenhearted. Now Trisha looks like the prime suspect and her new boyfriend Chief Baker is giving her the cold shoulder. Can Trisha uncover the secrets? Sandy! She's sitting over there screaming. Just looking. Just looking. Did your cat do that? Meow. Meow. You're like, what? And then meow. Meow. And you're like, what? And then meow. Meow. So you get up out of your comfy seat. You're watching your show, reading your book, and they're standing 4 feet behind you just going, and you're like, what? And they just sit there like that. Lick a paw, lick a leg, lift this, lift that, wash a hand. You're like, what? That wasn't me. Nope, that wasn't me. Sandy! She came over here before. Oh, I think that is it for mysteries. Did that one? No, I didn't do this one. Karen Harper, Mistress of the Morning. Four stars. This Tudor-era tale, which tackles a mystery that is unsolved to this day, is rich with detail of royal life, London, and the gilded prominent at that time. POV alternates between Verena and the Queen, who bonded over her grief for her children's loss. Level-headed Varna is a skilled candle carver and shop owner. Queen Elizabeth of York persuades the young widow to carve some wax figures in secret, then asks her to undertake several other duties. While Arthur, the heir to the throne, dies under suspicious circumstances, the Queen dispatches Verena to Wales, accompanied by the handsome Nicholas Sutton. Outwardly, the two will be representing the royal family in arranging Arthur's funeral. Clandestine, they will be looking for clues, not only regarding Arthur's death, but also the disappearance of the Queen's brothers years ago. The 2 princes that were murdered in the tower. Or were they? Never knew. Steve Hamilton. Dire Stranger. Hamlet, 4 stars. Hamilton is a monster of setting and stories that deal with isolation. His hero, a former cop, lives in a small town in Michigan and just wants to be left alone. Characters are realistic, the story flows at a believable pace, and the end result is another outstanding effort from one of the best. Alex Midnight's best friend in the new home he's made for himself is Vinny LeBlanc. When Vinny's mom passes away, Alex is there to provide comfort. Over the next few days, Vinny becomes more agitated, and soon after he disappears. Alex can't let it rest and tries to track down his friend's whereabouts. And how does it tie into the mysterious deaths of 5 people at a small airport? We'll have to read the book to find out. We'll have to read. So just wanted to see. Yeah. Okay. Deadly Offerings. I think, yeah. Deadly Offerings. A Man with Clothes. Alexa Grace, 4.5 stars. Deadly Offering starts with a terrifying premise and ends with a solid, spine-shivering flourish. Grace delivers enough sizzling to raise the temperature, showcases her talent for sharp repartee, and executes the action like an ace fighter pilot. Spitfire Ann Mason is starting over after a messy, contentious divorce. She is moved into Golden Aces, the wind farm left to her by her ex-mother. She's not at all pleased to learn that her new next-door neighbor is County Prosecutor Michael Brandt, the same man who represented her ex in court proceedings. Still, Annie feels safe in her new Midwestern home. Then someone starts leaving dead bodies in her cornfield as gifts to her. Oops. Oh, I should have went and got this one. It's upstairs. Oh well. Maya Banks. Echoes and Dawn. Hey, at least he's not naked. 4 stars. Banks is back with another story featuring her heroic men of KGI, a secret organization that specializes in missions that fall outside of government lines. As soon as KGA operative Rio lays his eyes on an image of Grace Peterson, he knows he's going to be the one to save her. Grace is a telepath with healing powers and is in serious danger from a covert military ops group. When Rio and his team rescue her, Rio is determined to keep her safe because that's his mission. It doesn't take too long for him to realize that it's more than the mission that's motivating him. His love for her is so powerful that he will risk anything to keep her from harm. Interesting. Susan Phillips, The Great Escape. Yeah. 4.5 stars. If you love last year's Call Me Irresistible, you are going to adore The Great Escape as it picks up events from the aborted Jerk Bourdin wedding, and this time focuses on runaway bride Lucy Jark. As the daughter of former President Lucy Jark is used to being in the spotlight, but when she bails on her wedding to perfect Ted Bourdin at the last minute, Lucy just wants to escape and hide. Summoning her latest inner wild child, Lucy jumps on the block of a motorcycle belonging to a menacing-looking man called Panda. Despite his irascible manner, Panda proves to be an intriguing companion as Lucy offers her identity crisis. Panda is not who he appears to be, and he has his own secrets. Life has already thrown some interesting curves. Can she listen to her heart and her head to discover the next chapter in her life? Interesting. Can't Buy Me Love. Oh, naked guy. 4.5 stars. Readers should be clear of their schedules before they pick up O'Keefe's latest, a fast-paced, funny, and touching book that is unputdownable. Her story is a roller coaster ride of tragedy and comedy that is matched in power by believable and sympathetic characters who leap off the pages. Tara Jean Sweet has agreed to play the part of gold digger to lure home the estranged children of elderly Texas rancher. When the older man dies, everyone is stunned to learn that his son Luke, a soon-to-be ex-hockey superstar, controls everything. Despite his desire to thumb his nose at his despised father, Luke complies with the will, staying in hated Texas to ensure that his sister gets her inheritance. He's also learning there is more to Tara Jean than big hair and tight jeans. As the two slowly forge a bond, they find that their personal demons are a bit easier to wrestle, until Tara Jean shows up in the flesh. Okay. Summer Night. Mallory. I think of Summer Nights, I think of Grease. Fun of Stars. The second book, back-to-back release featuring the Stryker siblings, humorously adds horses and elephants to the romantic. Keta and Priscilla are scene stealers extraordinaire. Following a nasty divorce, horse whisperer Shane Stryker has decided to relocate his horse back to his hometown of Fool's Gold. While he's waiting for his home and stables to be built, Shane and a few of his horses are living on his mother's ranch along with her menagerie, which includes a lonely elephant named Priscilla. Town librarian Annabella Weiss is determined to raise enough money for a new mobile library, which means she needs to learn to ride a horse for the fundraiser. Shane initially wants nothing to do with the feisty petite redhead, but then when his killer horse falls in love with Annabelle, he's stuck. Aww. Aw, just aw, it's just aw, it's just aw, it's just aw. The Wrangler, Lindsay McKinney. Kenny. Oh, he's got a shirt on too. 4 stars, with a beautiful Wyoming setting and memorable characters, including a hero who's reinvented himself and a heroine who is learning to trust. McKenna skillfully shows that all about the romance and not about the sex. Val Hunter lands in one place she hates and never planned on returning to, her hometown. But she has no choice now that her grandmother needs her to run the family ranch. Now all they need is a wrangler, with nowhere to run after losing everything in the Wall Street clash. Griff McPherson returns home to Wyoming. He needs a job that can help him rebuild his faith and himself and prove where he belongs. We'll see what happens next. Okay. We caught the young lady. So, what's with all the crying? Huh? Huh? I know, you want to play Bali. We need to get you some siblings. Of all the cats in the house that needs a sibling, she needs a sibling. She needs a sibling more than anybody else. She needs a playmate. She needs a playmate. You need a playmate. Would you stop sniffing my books? Come here. Come here. Come here. Hang out. Have a good one. She's cute. Did you see her video of her trying to get into my potted plants? You'll have to check that out. I lost my spot. Diana Palmer. Let's see. Ooh, only 3 stars. Maybe we should have skipped this one. We'll just do it. Kurt Ages, another guy on the ranch. 3 stars. This return to Texas features a number of characters from Palmer's Jacobsville stories. The heroine is young and naive, and more background on the hero would have been appreciated. Although it's refreshing to have a hero with high moral standards, all in all, Palmer pens an exciting story that takes the readers on an action-packed journey. This return to Texas features a number of characters from Palmer. Oh, I did that. Peg Larson's father works for Winslow Grange on his new ranch near Comanche, Texas, and Meg Texas, and Meg serves as his housekeeper. An ex-Army Major, Grange now works as a mercenary, helping out causes he feels are justified. Peg is determined to win Grange's affections, and he gives her hope of success with his words and actions before he leaves for the Amazon to help dispose Latin American leader regain his country. So when a photojournalist comes to Peg claiming that Craig wants to see her, she travels with her to Darella. Unfortunately, Peg's actions end up putting her life in danger. Figures. That's just this just you have this ranch story. You have this ranch story. The guy on the cover is ranch. The cover is ranch. You have these people that work on a ranch in Texas or wherever. And they take it to the war zone. Does that just not does it just I can see why I got a 3. Alright. I just want to see. I just want to see. Sometimes they do these. I didn't even look for this. I should have looked for this. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it without a picture. Oh, and don't forget I'm doing that other book at the end. The one that you will probably never see. Oh, look. Naked Peoples. Ugh. Ugh. That sucked. Erickson Deisha. Regina, but not the other one. Not the other lady. Let me just look at the beginning. I love this magazine. I go through all these magazines dozens of times, can read these for hours and hours. They never ever get old. They just don't. Oh, there we go. Miss Billing, we can do that one. We'll do that one. Where is that? Just gonna do this one before I forget. I didn't realize I had a picture for it. Oh, wait a minute. If it's only at 3 stars, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, there we go. 4.5 stars. The secret she kept. Right there. Rashonda Tate Billingsley, an outstanding story dealing with a highly sensitive subject in a spellbinding way. Billingsley emotional, heartfelt story would draw readers in from the start. Taya Giles is a highly successful attorney who makes a point of not getting involved with men, believing they always leave when the going gets tough. Magazine mogul Lance Kingston is mesmerized by Tia and relentlessly pursues her until they are married. Soon after the wedding, Tia starts acting erotically and changes into a woman Lance no longer recognizes. Oh, Tia has to struggle with some internal stuff. So let's get back to this. Did we do them all? Let's see. Oh. All right, no, we did that. Did that one? We did that one. We did that one. We did that one. All right. Virginia Cantrip, Carolina Home. Here. The Dare Island novel is a warm-hearted story, but also one of conflict and acceptance. Readers will enjoy getting to know Cantrip's characters and will be eager to see what happens to the people introduced here in the next Dare Island story. Matt Fletcher has a single father since his wife walked out on him and their baby son 16 years ago. Now he is helping his parents care for the 10-year-old daughter his younger brother just discovered. Deployed to Afghanistan, Matt's brother has brought her to stay with his folks. Allison Carter is a new teacher on Dare Island, and she's concerned by Josh Fletcher's lack of attention in her class. As she seeks Mac's help with his son, she becomes involved with his family and with him. Will a relationship ensue? We'll have to see. Moonshell Beach, Joanne Ross. This lovely 4 stars. This lovely addition to Shelter Bay series. Ross built a charming town filled with good, solid people and the best place for warriors to come and rebuild their civilization. Everybody always worried about J.T. Dushat as the youngest brother. He was the last to go to war and the last to come home. And since he got back, he has done nothing except drink. So when a security detail is needed for the famous movie star who's coming in for the festival, it seems a perfect opportunity to give J.T. something constructive to do. Mary Joyce despises herself by agreeing to appear at the Shelter Bay Film Festival. She has fond memories of the town from her childhood. However, she could do without the scowling, terse, and pushy babysitter who was supposed to stick by her side for the duration of her visit. Okay. We'll see what happens there. Did that one, did that one, did that one, did that one. Luscious. Amanda Hewson. Naked guy on the cover. 4 stars. It is always so refreshing to read a story featuring a woman who is unafraid to go after what she wants. Readers will emphasize with Houston's heroine who is on the verge of letting her past ruin her future. Olivia Macaroni has left her newly ex-husband and her family restaurant in New York to go back to her birthplace in Italy. On her heels is childhood friend and divorce lawyer Sean Kindred, who has secretly been in love with her for years. While in Italy, Olivia learns to stand up to her overbearing mother and forgive herself for the mistakes she made in her life. Giving Sean a chance, Olivia finally throws caution to the wind to see how romance will fit into her new journey. Okay. C.H. Amrid, Dressy. Four stars. Amrid shows Western romance lovers just how great love at first sight can be, with down-home characters who have all the best qualities of small-town America and a narrative with a definitive Texas twang. Danielle Brockway's Uncle Jimmy brought her and her daughters Lacey to Pleasure, Texas to mend their broken heart. Danielle is hoping for a new start, and the last thing she needs is another sweet-talking cowboy who will break her down again. Jesse Gardner is a proud man who wants what his brothers have found, love with a good woman and a ranch. Way to go. And Cheryl Woods, only 3 stars. She usually does better than that. Cheryl Woods. There we go. Midnight Promises, I think. So how you all doing today? Ooh, not good. Not good. Not good. Where is it? Where is it? Did she not have? Oh, that's why. Miss Woods only got 3 stars too. Woods delivers a charming novel, but readers may want to shake their hero and heroine hard. Fortunately, the supporting cast of characters, as well as Woods' unique blend of sparkling humor and family, compensate for the lack of main characters' communication. Well, there goes that. It seems like Cinderella had married Prince Charming the day Karen Ames marries Ellie Cruz, but a few years into the marriage, she's trying to figure out when they started drifting away from each other under the pressures of the real world. That is until she finds out that Elliot is planning to open a gym behind her back with her friend and using their carefully saved baby fund to do it. Oops. Oops. Lack of communication there. Lack of communication. Oh, look, I just found one. Connie Mason. I love Connie Mason. And last year, really early on in my series of doing videos, I did one on Miss Mason. So there it is. Connie Mason. Naked guy on the cover. Lord of Fire and Ice, Connie Mason, Mia Marlowe, 4 stars, 11th century. A vixen and a Viking warrior match wits and kisses in Mason and Marlowe's second book as partners. The story is compelling with a rich narrative, strong characters, and a non-stop action. Brant Yulson is kidnapped and sold into slavery. Kayla the Black lost her husband to his father and will take her revenge on the son. Yet her handsome new thrall changes her at every turn and in strong turn of events. Caitlin chooses him as her next husband. The woman has enslaved him, insulted him, and bewitched him, but Brant willingly takes her to wife. The newlyweds discover a passion. Okay. See what happens there. Okay. Now, is this... Let me just look. Nope. Gonna be the next book. And that's gonna be the next magazine too. Oh, Cynthia Garner. That might be a good thing. Okay. I would have bet my bottom dollar I had this book. I didn't even look for it because I just assumed I had it. Please go check out my Christine Feehan series thing. I recently got 5 more the other day. I got the Shadow series the other day. It's up there. So I had to get I thought I had this. I have them all except this one. I have 3, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 of these. I'm missing the 10th. So that's my new mission now. That's going on my D. Louise book list series on Amazon. If anybody wants to buy me a gift. I need Samurai Game. I actually have all of these. Except the last one. Samurai Game. I can't go watch the Christian Feehan video. I did them all in groups. I did the Carpathians, I did the games, I did the leopards, I did the road, and the shadows. And I just got 6 shadows the other day. So now I've got the whole shadow series. But unknowns to me, I'm missing Samurai. Who knew? Till I went and looked. I'm so pissed off that I'm missing it. Actually, I have all of those books. All of them. Except for Samurai. Alright, so let's just see if we can put that up there. 4.5 stars. Feehan's thrilling Ghost Walker series takes an exotic turn as a mysterious new famous Ghost Walker surfaces. After years of torture, Azmi Yoshi was tossed away by Dr. Whitney when she was 8. Found and raised in the way of the samurai by Murray Yoshi, Azmi is beautiful and extremely deadly. Treachery and betrayal continue to stalk the Ghost Walker teams, keeping the dangerous quotient high. And you know, the beginning of this book reminds me of one of Eve Dallas's. If you've not gone through, if you're a mystery lover and like murder mysteries, go through. I did all 60 of her books last year, along with all of 30 of Janet's books last year and all of Krista Davis. But in one of Eve Dallas's books, the clonings, the little beginning of that book with the girl, with the doctor is like, he cloned all these people, and if you weren't perfect, if just you didn't meet up to the standards, then he killed them. And the experiments that guy was doing with his clones reminds me a lot of the beginnings of the Ghostwalker books, what he did to all those people. Since being rescued and raised by her adoptive father, Asmi's mission has been the result of Dr. Whitney and those who support him. Asmi and her brothers uncover Whitney's latest plot to sacrifice a Ghostwalker in order to get a component for a new weapon. Sam Knight Johnson is the proposed sacrifice. Asmi doesn't know if she can trust the Ghostwalker, but she feels an instant connection with Sam. Can they save him? We'll have to see. When when darkness hungers, J.K. Beck. 4.5 stars. Addictive Shadow Keeper series brings another yet walk through history into the present. The characters are seductive, passionate, and strong, and the action is never ending. The twist at the end will have readers wondering what could possibly happen next. During the Civil War, a vampire named Segarius sought out a witch, the daughter of Voodoo Queen Marie Laveau, to keep calm his bloodlust. Unfortunately, with a vampire side who loves the life they live, things go terribly wrong. Now in present-day Hollywood, Search lives with his urge to kill, only taking out monsters who prey on humans. Alexis Martin is also in Hollywood trying to track down the vamp who took her sister. As Alexis and Sergi work from opposite sides to rid the world of vampires, they soon fall in love. Oh, a naked guy on the cover. That's like a fallback. You want to sell a book? Put a naked guy on the cover. Oh, I just love these. Oh, I missed one. Uh, Steve. Or maybe it is here. Oh yeah, it is here. Um, no, she's not here either. Goddess in the middle. Naked guy on the cover. 4 stars. Book 3 of Julian's Forgotten Goddess series has an amazing chemistry among the 3 characters. Amity Monroe, former goddess of health, lives quietly as a medical esthetician and doesn't get out much. A night out with the girls gets her more than she bargained for. 2 men who make her shiver with just a look. Ooh, a menage a trois. Werewolf cousins Romulus and Remus have been on their own since the death of their families years ago. They believe that they are the reason for the massacre due to the fact that they are witches as well as werewolves. The demon that killed their families is on the move. To exact justice, they insert themselves into the target's life. The target is Amity. Interesting. I'm not sure that works with 2 brothers, though. It's just 2 best friends, maybe, but not 2 people that are related. That gets a little incestuous for me. Even if they just keep it to the girl in the middle, it just. Although, we'll have to see how that goes. Cynthia Garner. Secret of the Wolf. There we go. Naked guy on the cover. You have to be a trend. Naked guy on the cover. 4 stars. In the second installment of her Warriors of the Rift series, Garner turns to her paranormal world where supernatural beings are in constant conflict with the other and humans often become collateral damage. Tori Joseph is werewolf liaison to the Council of Preternaturals on an organization called upon to keep the peace between the various supernatural beings on Earth. When brutal attacks on humans occur, she and Detective Dante McMillan begin an investigation. The closer they get to the truth, the more dangerous their investigation becomes. E. Once burned, we'll do this series. 4.5 stars. Let the rejoicing commence as the fourth spin-off dangerously sexy vamp Vlad Tepish in his own edgy and sizzling series. The Night Prince, a supporting player in the Cat and Bones books. Vlad is a true scene stealer with backstory galore. A terrible accident has left Leela plagued with the ability to channel electricity and psychometry. Unable to touch mortals with her right hand without electrocuting them, Layla works the carnival circuit with Vampire Marty. Then Leela is kidnapped by 4 vamps. They demand she use her ability to see the past and future to locate feared Firestarter Vampire Vlad in order to plan an ambush. As Layla uses her skills, she suddenly finds herself in mental communication with the pissed off Vlad. I'm suspecting a romance there. Are you suspecting a romance there? Okay. Even white trash zombies get the blues. Okay. Diana Rowland, 4.5 stars. If you miss my life as a white trash zombie, Roland's truly wonderful series starter about new zombie Angel Crawford. Be sure to rectify that mistake and also pick up the next chapter about this amazingly engaging heroine. Becoming a zombie and surviving an attack by a serial killer has given Andra a new lease or lease on life or on life. Working as a coroner's van driver allows her access to the brain she needs to survive and also provide new friends. I don't remember what the name of it was, but there was a TV show where the girl survived by living on brains and she became friends with the coroner. I know the TV series existed. Where is. Let's see, wait a second. Hold on a second. Okay. Zombie, a CW series that ran from 2015 to 2019. Olivia Morrow, a Seattle medical examiner, becomes a zombie and must eat brains to survive. She also absorbs the memories and personalities of victims for a certain period of time, and she has to solve their murders. So that was the show. That's what this reminds me of. So you'll have to check this out. Check the series out too. It ran for 4 years. I can't believe it. Yasmin Galnoon, Night Seeker. Four stars. This steamy addition to the Indigo Court series blends justice and sacrifice in order to help the greater good. Despite many obstacles in their past, Cicely and Grieve cling to one another. Cicely Waters is still coming into her own, along with the love of many lives. Grieve must fight the power of Mist, the Queen of Winter, every step of the way. He's determined to keep hold of his sanity and make sure that Cicely stays alive to find her proper place in the world. To keep Mist from taking complete control, Cicely and friends must set out to find the Heartstone of Lanu, the Summer Queen. In order to do so, Cicely must agree to change her life. Okay. Okay. God Save the Queen. Steampunk. Oh, I missed this one when I did my steampunk thing. I did a whole if then on steampunk. I missed this one. I should have done. I didn't know this one. I didn't see this when I went to my books. You'll have to go check that if then out. 4 stars. This is the first in a new urban fantasy series featuring vampires, werewolves, genetic experimentation, goblins, and super cute steampunk fashion. This novel will be highly appealing to the demographic of readers who like that sort of thing. However, even readers who are not fans of the genre will become interested in Xandra, her princely werewolf, and the intrigue that will change everything she knows about her beloved country. Xandra is the youngest and brightest student to come out of the Royal Card Academy in years, perhaps in centuries. She takes her task of guarding the Queen of England and the Aristocrat very seriously. Oh, and the Queen just happens to be a vampire. When younger sister goes missing, she will stop at nothing to find her, but what she uncovers will change her understanding of the entire world. So I have to see what happens there. And Kayla Price, Grave Memory. The third chapter in the Alex Craft Grave Witch series explores a truly puzzling set of deaths that are not what they appear. Life for Grave Witch Alex is extremely thorny, both personally and professionally. Her involvement in several cases has made her persona non grata of the Necro City Police, so Alex and her rescued friends, Rhianna McBride, open Tongues of the Dead investigations. Their first case lands literally in front of them when they witness an apparent suicide. However, the ghost of James Kingsley insists that he didn't kill himself. So they'll have to check that out. Um, where was time travel? If you haven't watched my If Then on time travel, please go check it out. And also my McQuillan, it's like McLewai, something like that. I love those books were awesome. Absolutely awesome. 10-star awesomes. Please go check those out. They were my daily book reviews. There was 6 or 7 of them. Um, So, Midnight Lover, Donna Grant. It's good versus evil druid in the next installment of Grant's Dark Warrior series. The stakes get even higher as discerning one's true loyalties becomes harder. Dragged forward in time with his evil nemesis, Deidre was brought to the present. Warrior Ian Carroll fights against Farmir, the god within him. Daniel Buchanan is a modern Jew with his powers to track objects that she must return to their owners. After finding a key in the snow, she sets out for Inverness. Warren attack and sensing Druid magic nearby. Ian leaves his cave just in time to save her. Okay. What did I do with the book? Oh. My gal pal. Why did I get that out? If it's not okay. Wow. Darkness Devours, Carrie Arthur. The third novel in Dark Angels series is an okay read. At first, it seems like the author has done a good job making the book its own story instead of a sequel. However, a major conflict toward the end and very open-ended conclusion make it feel like a stepping stone to the next title. So it's probably a bridge book. It's probably a bridge book connecting book 1 to book 3. I call them bridge books. Half werewolf, half Adea Riza Jones has enlisted her journalist ex-boyfriend to help her dig up information on a mysterious supernatural group that wants to control the world. Meanwhile, the Vampire Council, half of which wants her death, has recruited her to investigate and destroy a creature that literally playing on their ranks. Okay. Let's see what happens there. And I did crave memory. Alright, so let's just look here. Um, Loyal Cowboy Adrian. I am a bad girl. I did not write down the timestamps. Um, Kathy McDavid. Uh, Aiden Loyal Cowboy. Aiden Ace Hart took over running the family ranch after the death of his father. But unfortunately, between that and his veterinary practice, it leaves his little time for romance. He did manage to sneak a single night with Flynn McKinney, a night that left Flynn pregnant. Now he's working overtime to prove to Flynn that he can be there for her and the baby. Okay. Another one, Baby on the Ranch. This one here. 4.5 stars by Marie Farella. When Casey Stone Street and her new baby are born, are abandoned at the hospital by her husband, Eli Whitney enters the picture. Eli learns that Casey's husband lost her farm in a card game, and he offers her a place to stay until she can get on her feet. He's been in love with Casey since they were children and is determined to keep Casey with whatever she needs, all the while ignoring the demands of his own heart. Oh, absolutely. Oh, let's see. What's the other one? Let's see if we can find another couple. I think that's about it. I didn't look. I apologize. I didn't look through for additional pictures for the Harley Quinns. There's usually a few more. Sondheim. If you like massively adult, massively adult, Sandheim, Eller's Cave, and Loose ID are the vendors. Nope, I don't see any more Harley Quinns. Is there a Harley Quinn in the top? No, no Harley Quinn. See, I'll do it. Vicki Lewis Thompson. She's one of my authors. She does werewolf series. Um, Lead Me Home, 4 stars. In the latest installment of the Sons of Chance series, it seems Thompson has run out of sons. Instead, the story focuses on the relationship that blooms between a pair of outsiders, the horse whisperer trainer Matthew Treadway, who has come to Last Chance Ranch to train Pesky Stallion, and Aurelia Smith, the substitute chef, with a stubborn penchant for making cowboy-unfriendly gourmet victuals under the guise of menu planning. These two team up to please the appetite of everybody on the ranch, as well as a sexual appetite. Ooh. Okay. All right. Oh, there were so many Harlequins there, but there's no pictures. All right. So now that we're here, I don't think there's. Um. There's nobody I recognize in the erotica section. So, um, oh, Shayla. Is sure to mention. Yep. Uh, no more there. Okay. So, books. A book that you will not see anywhere else. Sorry. I'm almost finished. I thought I would share this with you. Okay, this is America's Treasure, The Enduring Spirit of DAR. This is what the building looks like from the outside. 1776 D Street. So that's the building. We've got this little itty bitty book that I thought I was going to share with you. I just wanted to show you what the building looked like. Okay? That's the building. This is Our House Beautiful. If Walls Could Talk. That's a little story for little kids or adults. Once upon a time, on the 4th of July, 4-year-old Charlotte and her father traveled all the way from their home state of Texas to visit Memorial Continental Hall in Washington, D.C. The very special building is the national headquarters for the Daughters of the American Revolution, which is also called DAR. Charlotte's grandmother, Penella, who is a DAR President General, arranged for Charlotte to meet some new friends and take a tour of the building. As Charlotte climbed the steps with her father in tow and skipped into Pennsylvania foyer, her eyes sparkled. "This is a beautiful home. We should all live here," she shouted, surprised momentarily to hear her voice echo off the marble statues. Walls of statues. From the other side of the room, Charlotte heard giggles as 4 girls came over to greet her, led by a pretty young lady wearing a dark gray pantsuit. "You must be Charlotte," she said. "I'm Mary, a docent for DAR. Here are Graceland, Riley, and Eleanor from Maryland, and this is Mallory from Louisiana." All the girls were buzzing with excitement about the tour and the fireworks to come later that night. Ah, "Is this really a home?" asked Mallory. "Why, yes, in a way," Mary said. "This is the home of the Daughters of the American Revolution. We daughters call it our house beautiful. It's a place where we gather to plan, celebrate, and share the stories and treasures this building holds." "Great question, Mallory. Any others before we begin?" Oops. I have a question," Eleanor said. "What's a docent? I've never heard that word before." "A docent is a person who volunteers to give tours of important buildings like Our House Beautiful," Mary explained. "My job is to guide you through your journey today and share with you all the secrets and stories Memorial Continental has to offer. Then at the end of our time together, I have a special surprise for each of you." I love surprises. As the girls walked into the O'Brien Gallery, the sun streamed through the windows, casting a warm glow over the herringbone floor. Many visitors to Our House Beautiful say this is their favorite room. Some people even get married here, and every Christmas we host a party with a special guest of honor. Can you guess who that is? "Who?" the girls asked in unison. "Santa Claus," Mary said. As the group entered the DAL library, the girls marveled at the books, shelves, floor to ceiling, and the beautiful ley lights on the ceiling above. "I've never seen so many books in my life," Eleanor said. "So many books. Would you believe there are more than 225,000 books in the DAL library?" Mary asked. "All of them tell the stories about people who are connected to the patriots who fought for our nation's independence, the holiday we are celebrating. These must be the most important books in the world," said Charlotte, reaching up to examine one of the volumes on a nearby shelf. "Yes, these books are all treasures," said Mary, "and we have many more precious treasures to see on our next stop." In the DAR museum, the girls made a beeline to a stunning red dress on display. "I love this dress. It's so sparkling." "This dress once belonged to a wonderful singer named Marian Anderson who performed in DAR Constitution Hall. We are borrowing it from another museum so we can share it with our visitors," Mary explained. "However, most of the treasures here belong to DAR and we protect them." After leaving the DAR museum, the group rounded the corner, and Grayson was the first to spot the sign at the top of the door. The Maryland Room, and look, it's set up for a tea party. That's right, Mary explained. This is a parlor, a formal room where guests were entertained. They wore fancy clothes, like dresses for girls and tall hats for boys. On the way to the Texas room, Mary pointed out the beautiful chandeliers in the Connecticut boardroom and explained that Thomas Edison Company reportedly installed electricity for the building and that his wife, Mina Miller Edison, was chaplain general from 1923 to 1924. Charlotte then noticed the Texas room next door, rushed to the entrance, and leaned over the railing to see what was inside. Let me tell you a story about this room, said Mary. One day, daughters gathered downstairs where the DA library is now to decide which state would get which room. That was when a daughter from Houston quickly sprinted upstairs and shouted, "This room belongs to Texas." Our house beautiful. I'll leave it to you to check out my future video about this book. Have a good one.